Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. You're watching The Brand on Pakistan Television News. As you know that we discuss about the brand muscles and the brand philosophy in this program. Let's talk about the 3G and the 4G fever in Pakistan. Who could have imagined, almost a decade ago, who could have imagined that people living at the lower strata of the income and the lower slab, they'll be biggest customer of, biggest consumer of telecom industry. You just imagine that what's going to happen after 1 decade about 3G and 4G. Are we expecting 6G, 7G, 10G? So that is actually the question. Anyways, today we have Mr. Lars Christian with us, the CEO Telenor Pakistan. Thank you very much, Lars, for joining us. Let me start with the 3G and the 4G fever in the Pakistan. How do you see this change in Pakistan as far as telecom is concerned? Because right now we are on the 2G, which is edge service. How do you see this change?
Well, first of all, thank you, Ari, for spending some time with us here in Telenor Pakistan. And before I answer your question, I also would like to congratulate both the government of Pakistan, the regulator, and Ministry of IT and Telecommunication. Ever since I came in January 2008, this has been a long-awaited event, and finally it is here. And I think this is very good news for the whole of Pakistan, the industry, the government, and not least the users of internet in Pakistan. Telenor's overall vision is Telenor Empower Societies. And a very important part of that is one of our 3 must-win battles is Internet for All. And of course 3G, 4G is a very important and integral part of this. And some would say that internet are for the few. We have an obligation to make internet available for all.
As far as my understanding is concerned, I am very much concerned about the tariff rate of 3G and 4G. I think it's very expensive for the layman of Pakistan. What do you say about this? Because this is the talk of the town, that 3G is a very expensive thing.
Yeah. First of all, what you will see is a lot of customers will continue using 2G. Actually, we only believe that within 3 years it's tipping over to being more 3G and 4G than 2G users in Pakistan. We will promise that we will have different packages for different needs, for different customers on different technologies. And I would say the most important of all is to make sure that customers doesn't get bill shocks. So an integral part of whatever package you subscribe to in Telenor, you'll get notifications up front when you are about to reach the limit of your package to avoid bill shocks and higher cost than you have budgeted with.
Okay. Should I expect that there will be no hidden charges, all these sort of things?
Right on, and that's very much a part of our brand strategy as well, to have a very transparent offering with no hidden charges. And this will be applicable for data packages as well, both on 2G and on 3G, regardless of what, whether you're on DJU's, TalkShock, or our postpaid offering. This will be taken care of.
What would be the, if we talk about the baseline rate, I understand that all depends on the usage of 3G and 4G. What would be the baseline rate? Could you give an idea? Because I know it's your secret.
You're trying to tempt me out on thin ice here, but we are planning a big launch for revealing our new data packages, and my CMO will not be very happy of me if I reveal that now. But as I said, I can promise that there will be relevant packages for everyone, even for those who don't have a 3G phone.
Okay, it means I can use 3G services easily.
You can.
The price will be in control.
Yes, it will be very predictable, and you will get notifications when you are reaching the kind of either volume or cost limit that you have decided.
Can you differentiate between 2G and 3G? As far as my knowledge is concerned, I'm talking about like layman knowledge. 2G service, right now we are using services, which is 2G. What is the exactly difference between 2G and 3G?
It's primarily the speed that is the difference. And that will be experienced in a way that whatever, if you try to download or upload something, if you want to download a piece of music, a piece of video, or a document, this will go from 5 to 10 times faster with 3G and 15 to 20 times faster with 4G. To download or upload the same amount of data. That being said, a lot of services are still relevant and can be used on edge with a satisfactory speed. It's primarily the files or downloads, uploads that is of a big size that needs the 3G or 4G.
Let me get back to Telenor Pakistan's launch. I remember it was a wonderful campaign. The car is coming from somewhere, and that was like a very much mysterious thing for us. What is coming in Pakistan? Anyways, that was very impressive. Could you please tell us your journey, because you have launched in 2005, 15th of March, and how you explain your journey from 2005 till now?
As you know, we started as number 5 or number 6. Regarding if you consider Instaphone as still an active player at that time. And what we did, contrary to most of the other players, was that we acknowledged the need in the rural areas of Pakistan. So very quickly we covered on a satisfactory level the towns, and then we started going out in the rural areas. Okay. And that still reflects our composition today, that 70% of our customers are in the rural areas. And we made sure that we made available a reasonable price for our services, so that GSM also is for all and not only for the few. I think the reliability of our services on a reasonable pricing level, together with our branding and positioning in the market, has brought us where we are today, a very strong number 2 in the market. I also would like to mention the importance of our employees. We believe that the quality of our employees, the talented pool we have there, mixed with the culture, also help us stand out in the Pakistani market.
You talked about the rural areas and urban areas. This is another important question which I want to raise. Do you have more focus on the rural areas of Pakistan or the urban areas of Pakistan?
Well, of course we have to focus on both, but I think in comparison with others, we are spending much more energy and resources on the rural areas.
Why is that so?
Because the majority of the Pakistan population lives in the rural areas, and they are probably the ones that needs the most to get help on being uplifted. And as I'm sure you know, Telenor Pakistan in 2009 also launched Easy Pesa as part of our financial inclusion program, which is operating both in rural areas and in the cities, where you typically see workers sending their money from the cities back to their families out in the rural areas, and where they can go to the nearest Telenor retailer and withdraw all or part of that.
Easy Pesa was like, I understand it was for layman. It was more focused on the rural areas. What was the inspiration behind this sort of project? Because it was first of its kind in Pakistan, then other telcos followed this trend.
Again, I would really like to appreciate, government of Pakistan, or in this case, Pakistan State Bank. We have gotten a lot of support on the regulatory side from the State Bank of Pakistan, who has been willing to experiment and pilot together with us and later the rest of the industry to make this happen in Pakistan. Okay. In a lot of other markets, this is not possible due to rigid systems and regulations. And a lot of credit should go to them as well for going along with the industry and to pilot this. This is it's the third biggest service in the world. It's only Kenya that are substantially more advanced than Pakistan. So this is really a monumental achievement for us and for the government of Pakistan.
You have started your testing in few areas, few metropolitan areas. What will be the impact of 3G on the economy of Pakistan?
Good question. First of all, we have done a lot of preparations for 3G. During the whole of last year, we swapped our complete network, not only the equipment in the towers, but the backhauls, the infrastructure.
Do you need the new equipment for 3G or 4G? I mean, you're already going for edge. Do you need to install the brand new system in your towers, your BTS?
Yes, definitely in the towers and also in the backhaul and the infrastructure. You will need to install fiber, etc., because existing infrastructure is not dimensioned to carry all this traffic.
All right.
We swapped the whole network. More than 8,000 base stations are ready to deploy 3G. We need to install a card and a small antenna, and the site is up and ready to go for 3G. By the end of the year, we expect to cover more than 40% of our network with 3G.
Okay. How you calculate your return on investment? Because to me, this is very much important thing for all telcos, for all big businesses that they always talk about the return on investment. So how you calculate the return on investment for 3G especially?
It's difficult to take 3G as a separate part of the business case. The new equipment is more energy efficient as well. It's also more efficient to produce voice on 3G equipment than 2G equipment.
Okay.
So in that sense, it makes sense also on voice to produce a 3G on 3G equipment. That being said, with the kind of license fees and the tax regime we see as per day, I can tell you that it has been a challenge for the industry, not only for Telenor, but to convince our shareholders to go ahead with the investment.
Should we expect in the better quality of the voice? You just mentioned that it will improve the voice quality. I used to, when call my friend, hello, 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 that seems very awkward. If I'm not receiving his voice, or he or she is not receiving my voice, this situation is very much awkward. What do you say about the improvement in the voice quality? Because this is the problem with all telcos, that you say hello, you don't receive anything from the other side.
Yeah, and I'm not happy to hear this, but I think you're right. And we want to provide a good telephone service and not a walkie-talkie service.
Good telephone as well, yes. The handsets as well.
Exactly. And I think that you would see the quality improving. I think not only Telenor, but also our colleagues or competitors has held back a bit on their 2G investment because they knew that the 3G swap will be done. I think that you will see the voice quality improving as well.
All right. Now I am coming to your advertising campaigns. This is, very important thing as far as your television commercials are concerned. You got the tagline of Sachi Yari Sappe Bhari. I mean, it's a good tagline. And how do you feel when you get the rebuttal from some other telecom company within a couple of days or 3 days? How do you feel this thing? I mean, is this a healthy competition?
I take that very much as a compliment.
Okay.
From the other telcos. It means that we have, as I see it, hit a soft spot with both the consumer and maybe an area where competition are not that good. And
especially they're forcing you to spend a lot on your television commercials as well.
Yes, and I'm sure you're happy about that, or that television companies are happy about that.
They got, the maximum share from the telcos, now from, the other smartphones, cell phones. Yesterday I was looking at the TV, watching TV, and I've seen the specific advert, and they were saying these cell phones are the 3G enabled. I understand market trends are changing.
Yes, definitely. And one might, as a consumer, think it's a bit overkill with all these telecom companies advertising day in and day out. But what we also see is that the loyalty among customers is not on a level which we appreciate. Hence, we need to be present in the media, both with tactical ads and on more thematical ads. And at the moment, you will see in the themes in around 3G is very much on the thematical, and when we get to the point when we get a license and can commercially launch, you will also then see a flood of tactical with package pricing and et cetera, going forward.
I've seen many people working on the mobile application right now because they are expecting 3G and 4G. Internet will be, you know, on the faster side. So how do you see the change in the youth? How do you contribute for the youth, and especially in the education sector? Because in many countries they have the practice for the distance learning sort of thing. They are using the applications on their cell phone, and they're learning something from those applications.
Yeah. I think that is an area which is underestimated, is that we need to create a complete ecosystem for 3G to have any value for the end user. We are providing the network, the access and the speed, but of course the customers need a reason to believe and a reason to use. And we think that this primarily comes from two areas. You want to use either because you need to kill time, typical entertainment, or to save time, being more efficient. And I would say that on the efficient part, you have, maybe you have heard about the Khan Academy, which is an online education service, which millions and millions all over the world are using, which is a good example on a service that can be used in the rural areas, either in the family to teach the kids or as a support tool for teachers to use in their education.
Do you have any plan to contribute? I mean, you're the telecom company. You're not supposed to, you know, build the mobile applications, all these kind of things. Can you jump into these kind of things to educate Pakistan?
Yes, definitely. But of course we need to make sure that we get our roles right, because as you say, we are not the industry in the world that are the most successful on developing and launching applications. But we want to be a facilitator in the ecosystem, yes, and to incentivize, whether it's youth or whether it's more established companies, to make applications that are relevant for people, again, either for entertainment or for efficiency and these kind of services.
Do you have any plan to build the capacity of your users, those who are using 3G?
For the last 1.5 years, we have run a big program in Telenor Pakistan in different regions called iChamp, where we travel around and work together with schools and educational bodies and also the government of Punjab to learn and educate people on how to use mobile internet and to show them what are the opportunities. I would say that internet is still has a lot of mystique around it in Pakistan, so we, the government and the environment, need to demystify internet as well, to be able to come across with the positives of internet as well. There are some negatives with internet, and we will help putting in filters, etc., that can in a way minimize the potential damage that internet can bring with it.
You're leaving Pakistan after 1 month or a couple of months. How was your experience, your personal experience? I'm not talking about your organization, your personal experience to work in Pakistan.
No, it has been excellent, and I've loved every day of it. I had my family here in the beginning. For different reasons, they had to leave. So that's the only kind of little negative on it. But I was here actually for 3 years. Then I went to the regional office for a couple of months. My boss asked if I was interested to go back, and I didn't think for 10 seconds before I said yes, because that had been such a good experience. I've nearly been here now 3 more years in my second period, and have enjoyed it as much as the first one. The kind of talent you have in Pakistan is excellent. And just to, in a way, illustrate it, we are a company represented in 13 different markets. Telenor Pakistan is now the biggest contributor of talent to all these markets. No other business unit within the Telenor Group are exporting as much talent as as Telenor Pakistan. And all of them has been successful, I'm very happy to say.
Very last thing I would like to ask, the corporate social responsibility. This is very important for all telecom industry operating across the globe. Why is that so? It's important to work for the CSR for all telcos. Do you have any radiations? Are you not environment friendly? Why you're working in CSR? And tell me about your CSR activities in Pakistan.
First of all, I don't think CSR is something you do to get away with other things. CSR is something you do because you want to make a difference as an individual and as a company. And I think our vision, which I touched upon in the beginning for Telenor, Telenor Empower Societies, I think illustrates that. I would say that one of our bigger ones on the CSR area in Telenor Pakistan that we have launched this year is the Open Mind program that we have had running in Telenor for 20 years. Now we launched it in Pakistan. That is bringing in, we bring in people with disabilities, we train them, and we pick out a smaller group and have them on board for 9 months. In total 12 months, and hopefully some of them will stay with us, others will migrate into the corporate world. And this is a program which will run every year, recognizing the talent of the disabled and giving them an opportunity to enter the corporate world. Second, maybe more relevant for the 3G and 4G as we're discussing today, is our mHealth program that we're running together with UNICEF. For again in the rural areas to have a service that can help people that have either got injured or gotten sick through 3G, so they can have contact with a GP somewhere else in the country, showing pictures of injuries or areas of trouble. So that's another example.
All right. Thank you very much, Lars.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Viewers, that was the program with Telenor Pakistan. We had Lars Christen. He has been over here for the last 6 years, and he had very good time with the Pakistani people, those who are working in the offices, and he has been very much comfortable to work in Pakistan for in fact, the betterment of Pakistan, because they are having many CSR projects. That's it for now. Take very good care. Khuda Hafiz.